100 metres, and they sprinting away from the 1200 metre marker. Rebels Champ just off the first call. Ultra Magnus on the left-hand side, straight away into the bridle. Chanty Man's going to look for cover directly behind him. Made in Hollywood so far. Goliath Heron to the stand side, Desolate Road. Red Chestnut Road. Rebels Champ goes to the inside. And as per usual, Vane Kelder finds himself at the back of the field. Yellow and Blue Silks about 5 to make up. Ultra Magnus towing them along on the left-hand side, coming to the final 600. On the outside, Red Chestnut Road. Made in Hollywood, Chanty Man, Rebels Champ. Vane Kelder's going to go for a split between runners. Ultra Magnus still on the bridle, coming to the 300 metre marker. Chanty Man's on the inside. On the outside, Rebels Champ and Vane Kelder warming up. Goliath Heron. Still Ultra Magnus. Rebels Champ now becomes the danger, but it's Ultra Magnus in front by a length and a half. Rebels Champ trying to come through, but Ultra Magnus with another eye-catching display beat Rebels Champ in second. Chanty Man and Vane Kelder. So Ultra Magnus continues to fire away. He jumps out the gate. He does it effortlessly. This is for the Black Diamond Thoroughbreds. Makwabaras, Graham Hawkins, and fends them off by that half-a-length decision. He becomes a 5-time winner from his 8 runs to date, and he kept up the momentum. Rebels Champ was doing his best work late, but the post was looming, and Ultra Magnus fended them off. Chanty Man, Vane Kelder, and Goliath Heron, made in Hollywood. So Ultra Magnus, he gives a beautiful kick. He's got good cruising speed, and then he gives that beautiful kick coming to the 300, and then he manages to fend them off. We saw in his penultimate run when he beat Vane Kelder, he's got a lot of heart, and on this occasion, Rebels Champ starts to take him on, but Ultra Magnus, he continues to fire, and there you'll see Ryder just drops the stick inside the last 2 or 3 strides, but he kept him going. Well done to all concerned. Back to the studio.
Yeah, he's all class, the source. All class. I like to say it's a big win for him because he was facing horses who were better off at the weights, and just the manner in which he got the job done here. He travelled to Gauteng as well last time out, back home today. It's a massive win for this horse, you know, looking at the circumstances with weight turnarounds, etc.
Yeah, he's once again, he's an absolute pleasure to train. Huge congratulations to Brian and to Graham. I think it's 5 out of 8 now.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a smart little horse. He keeps on raising his own bar. Anton said he did empty a little bit late today, but he'd made the run in. No, he's just a pleasure to train.
Even when he travelled to Gauteng last time out, when he flashed his speed, he did really well to be staying on the way they were coming at the business end.
Yeah, I think there's a huge track bias at Turfentine down the inside, and for him to run as close as he did, probably going a tick too fast early on, he still finished off well and didn't disgrace himself at all.
Well, give our best to Graham Hawkins, Brian Makabarara, representing Black Diamond Thoroughbreds, and well done to yourself and your team, and of course to you, Brett Crawford.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Well done to Peter Muscat. Let's get Anton in. I think it's 3 for Anton, if I'm not mistaken. It's a treble thus far?
Yes, Steve.
Lovely. Now, yesterday, I just briefly listened into your interview, and you said you were nervous before the running of the race, etc. But what a performance from your horse in Cape Town.
It is. I thought it was a great Kenilworth debut. You know, I mentioned yesterday, I'm just reiterating, you know, riding horses like that comes with a sense of responsibility, you know. It's not a case of it's imperative they have to win, because that's out of your control, winning or losing, you know. But what is in your control is to be able to ride the correct race on the horse, you know, which, as you know, doesn't always go according to plan. But that's the pressure that we put ourselves under. And I guess rightly so when you get those kind of rides, you know.
The ability, you never doubted that. It was just temperament and issues that they had to tweak on. And yesterday, although there was a delay to the running of the race, the way he walked into the pens and he jumped out, it was all so smooth.
It was. These obviously comes with a lot of help behind the scenes as well, and a lot of work that goes into the horse that I'm not involved with, but I'm aware of, you know. So I guess a big thank you to all concerned, you know. I guess the public are behind him, the authorities are behind him, because they'd like him to produce his best on the day, you know. If that's good enough to win, that's great, and if something's better, well, that's racing.
Well, being a professional job, it goes with the territory. You ride a champion one day and you come to Scottsville today, but you got 3 on the board.
It's been a great day. Just once again, I really can't thank Pete enough. You know, he's just an absolute pleasure to work with. While I'm here, I guess a big well done to Brett yesterday as well. You know, Brett's a big supporter of mine as well. And just great for Brett to win a Group 1. And, you know, Pete got the sauce, as I say, to raise his game. You know, if you want to be analytical, even Desolate Road had his number at the weights, you know. And I think Pete can even get the sauce. I think he can get him to improve as well, you know.
What was it today? I mean, was it just he loved the turf, he loved the conditions? What was it today that saw him win so beautifully?
You know, I think he's an improver. The other horses do have exposed form. So I don't think there's anything different. I think he just, you know, he's a responsible horse, and he's a faithful horse, you know. And if he runs below par, it's because clearly he's feeling a miss on the day, or it's possible the circumstances of the race.
As punters, we try and put everything together now. Johan's had 2, you had 3, and you both team up in the last.
You know, I think she's limited. In an ideal world, I probably would have preferred her on a circle. I asked Johan to put the blinkers on her. I'm not sure she's drawn on the right side of the course in that particular race. You know, paper ballerinas down the inside. And I made her the horse to beat, you know. So there's also Chanel Allure. So they're going to be flashing down the inside. This filly is slightly void of pace, as is Paul Gadsby's filly, you know. But she must have some kind of a chance, these.
Give us a mark out of 10.
I'm not prepared to disclose.
Anton, well done, yeah.
Thank you, Dees.
Lovely. Let's get the winning groom in, Simpiwe Zuma. And he's going to receive it from Charles Borden. Charles is the race day officer. And well done to the winning groom of Ultra Magnus. Simpiwe, well done to you. And that is a wrap of race number 8. Up next, closing off the pick 6 and the place accumulator will be the lucky last race number 9.